My topic is all about Filipino cultural heritage. Bago tayo magpatuloy, ano nga ba yung what is cultural heritage? Cultural heritage is a legacy of tangible and intangible heritage asset of a group of society that is inherited from the past generation. Not all legacies of past generation are heritage. Rather, heritage is a product of selection by society. Ang cultural heritage daw ay isang legacy. Isang legacy or pamana sa atin na may dalawa siyang types or kumbaga aspeto, ang tangible and intangible heritage na ng isang grupo or lipunan na minana mula sa nakaraang henerasyon, na hindi lahat ng pamana ng nakaraang henerasyon ay pamana, sa halip ang pamana ay produkto ng pagpili ng lipunan. Doon muna tayo sa intangible heritage. May tatlo tayong uri ng intangible. Ang una ay Darangen Epic of Maranao People of Lake Lanao. The Darangen is an epic song that composes with wealth of knowledge of Maranao people who live in the Lake Lanao region of Mindanao. This southernmost island of the Philippines archipelago is the traditional homeland of Maranao, one of the country's three main Muslim groups. Ang Darangen Epic of Maranao daw ay isang sinaunang epikong awit na sumasaklaw sa yaman na ng kaalaman ng Maranao na naninirahan sa Lake Lanao, ang rehiyon ng Mindanao. Ang pinakatimog na isla ng lipunan ng Pilipinas, ang tradisyonal na tinubuang bayan ng Maranao. Isa ang tatlong pangunahing grupo ng Muslim sa bansa. Kasunod po ay Hudhud Chants of Ifugao. The Hudhud consists of narrative chants traditionally performed by Ifugao community, which is well known for its rice terraces extending over the highlands of northern islands of the Philippines archipelago. It is a practice during the rice sowing season, at the harvest time of funeral wakes and rituals. Ang hudhud chants daw po ay binubuo ng mga salaysay na awit na tradisyon na ginagawa ng komunidad ng Ifugao, na kilala sa mga hagdang-hagdang palayan nito na umaabot sa kabundukan ng hilagang isla ng kapuluan ng Pilipinas. Ito ay ginagawa sa panahong naghahasik ng palay, sa panahon ng pag-aani, sa libing at mga ritual. Next is Punok Tagging Rituals and Games. Is the first multinational inscription of the Philippines. Punok held along the Hapaw River remarks the completion of the rice harvest in the beginning of new cultural cycle. The ritual highlights the community's continuing respect for their ancestral culture, tradition, and beliefs. Ang Puknok Tagging Rituals and Games daw, ito ay unang multinational na inscription ng Pilipinas. Ang puknok ay ginaganap sa tabi ng Hapaw River na minarkahan ng pagkumpleto ng pag-aani ng palay at sa simula ng isang bagong siklo ng agrikultura. Tinatampok ang ritual ang pagpapatuloy na paggalang ng mga komunidad sa kanilang kultura, tradisyon, paniniwala at mga ninuno. Ano, may three tangible heritage. Dumako naman po tayo sa ating mga tangible heritage. The first is Mount Himiguitan Range Wildlife Sanctuary. Location, Davao Oriental. This mountain in Davao Oriental is a home to 1,380 threatened and endemic species of animals and plants. One's exciting things about visiting Mount Himiguitan Range Wildlife Sanctuary is a sighting of rare animals such as Philippine eagle, flying fox, tarsier, and cebit. Mount Himiguitan Range Wildlife Sanctuary import is an important environmental treasure and the only heritage site in the region. According to UNESCO, among the top reasons for the Mount Himiguitan Range Wildlife Sanctuary inclusion in the list of heritage sites in the Philippines is because it represents a complete, substantially intact, and highly diverse mountain ecosystem in a significant biogeographic region in the Philippines. Mount Himiguitan Range Wildlife Sanctuary, ito ay matatagpuan daw natin sa Davao Oriental. Dito matatagpuan ng mga bibihira na nating makita ng mga hayop kagaya ng Philippine eagle, the flying fox, tarsier, and cebit. At ayon sa UNESCO, kaya ito nabibilang sa heritage dahil narito na lahat ang bumubuo sa ecosystem. Gayon din ay may mahalagang gampanin din dito sa Pilipinas. Next is Church of Santo Tomas de Villanueva, Miagao, Iloilo. One of the UNESCO heritage site in the Philippines is the Church of Santo Tomas de Villanueva in Miagao. It is among the best example of the fortress Baroque style in the country. Built of local yellow-orange sandstone, to the church stand on the highest elevation of the town and was completed in 1797. The church withstood typhoons and earthquake and was burned twice. First was during the rebellion against the Spanish in 1898, and the second was during the Philippine-American War. Church of Santo Tomas de Villanueva ay matatagpuan ito sa Miagao, Iloilo. Bilang din ito sa Philippine Cultural Heritage dahil isa ito sa mga magagandang Baroque church. Pag sinabi nating Baroque church, ito ay may makapal na haligi at mataas na pundasyon na binase sa mga Europe churches noong 1970. Next is Piauay Church, San Agustin, Piauao, Ilocos Norte. Church of San Agustin or Piauao Church is known for the extravagant coral block buttresses and ornate stone finials, and is among the 5 examples of tangible cultural heritage in the Philippines. The construction of the World Heritage Site began in 1604 and was completed in 1710. Its coral stones bell tower, standing at same distance from the church, was finished in the second half of 18th century. For your information, Philippine bell towers were constructed at distance from the main church structure to avoid its falling on the church during the earthquake. Piauay Church bell tower was said to have been used as a Filipino watchtower during the 1898 uprising against Spaniard. POI Church or Church of San Agustin, POI Ilocos Norte ay karaniwang kilala bilang simbahan ng POI. Ang simbahan ng Romano Katoliko sa bayan ng POI, Ilocos Norte sa Pilipinas. Nakumpleto noong 1710, ang simbahan ay sikat sa natatanging arkitektura nito na pinatingkad ng malalaking buttress sa mga gilid at likod ng gusali. Ito ay diniklara bilang National Cultural Treasure ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas noong 1973 at isang UNESCO World Heritage Site sa ilalim ng pinagsama-samang grupo ng Baroque Churches ng Pilipinas noong 1993. Next is Church of San Agustin in Manila, located at Intramuros, Manila. Like at the other Baroque churches in the cultural heritage sites in the Philippines, San Agustin Church in Intramuros, Manila exhibits its remarkable features such as retablos, altars of the highest Baroque style of walls, buttress, separating crypto, collateral chapels. What make this World Heritage Site unique? It is ceiling painting in a trompe l'oeil style. The UNESCO World Heritage Site San Agustin Church, built between 1587 and 1606, is considered the oldest and longest-standing church in the country. The church was only structure left intact in Intramuros during World War II. Church of San Agustin in Manila. Matatagpuan sa loob ng Intramuros, Manila. Noong 1993, ang simbahan ng San Agustin at 3 pang simbahan sa Pilipinas na itinayo noong panahon ng Kastila ay diniklara bilang pandaigdigang pamanang pook ng UNESCO. Idiniklara ito sa pamahalaan ng Pilipinas bilang pambansang makasaysayang pook noong 1976. Ang unang simbahan ng San Agustin ay ang unang simbahan na itinayo ng Kastila sa isla ng Luzon. Next is historic city of Vigan, located at Ilocos Sur. Established in 16th century, Vigan is the best preserved example of planned Spanish colonial town in Asia. One of the reasons for the inclusion in a cultural heritage site in the Philippines is that architecture reflects the coming together of cultural elements from elsewhere in the Philippines, from China and from Europe, resulting in a cultural and townscape that have no parallel anywhere in East and Southeast Asia. Next to Manila and Cebu, Vigan was the third most important city during the height of the Spanish colonial era in 18th and 19th centuries. Vigan was the center of the Spanish colonial power in northern Luzon. That range of structure along the plazas and the street reveals the history of the town. Ang lungsod ng Vigan, ang kabisera ng Ilocos Sur, na napabilang sa talaan ng pamanang pandaigdigan ng UNESCO noong 1999. Kinilala ito bilang pinakamagandang halimbawa ng nabubuhay pang ipinlanong bayan kolonyal na itinatag ng mga Espanyol sa Asia. Ang disenyo ng arkitektura nito ay walang katulad at alinmang bayan sa silangan at Timog Silangang Asya, at may ilarawang bilang pagsasanib ng mga elementong pangkultura mula sa mga bayan ng Asia at Europa. Next is Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park, located at Puerto Princesa, Palawan. Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park is one of the most impressive cave system. What make it to UNESCO World Heritage Sites Philippines, it is uniquely and impressive features of particular limestone, karst landscape, pristine natural beauty, intact gold growth forest, and distinctive wildlife, with an underground river measuring up to 8.2 kilometers. It is said to be among the longest in the world. The highlight of the heritage site, Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park, is that it flows directly into the sea, with its blackish lower half subjected to tidal influence distinguish it is significant natural global phenomenon. Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park ay mas kilala bilang Puerto Princesa Underground River. Ito ay idiniklara isang UNESCO World Heritage Site at kabilang sa New Seven Wonders of Nature na matatagpuan sa Palawan. Dahil napasama ito sa Seven Wonders of Nature, maraming turista at mga Pilipinong gustong pumunta dito. Sa magandang tanawin dito, marami kang masasaksihang mga hayop dito sa Underground River. Napakarami ng mga Pilipino at mga dayuhang pumupunta ngayon dito sa Puerto Princesa Underground River. Next is Tubataha Reefs Natural Parks, located din po sa Palawan. One of the most remarkable heritage sites in the Philippines is the Tubataha Reef Natural Park. Most people consider this UNESCO World Heritage Site as every diver's dream. Its cover of 130,028 hectares, including the North and South Reefs. Tubataha Reefs Natural Park is one of the Philippines' best diving spots, where you can see 350 species of coral and almost 500 species of fish. This river also protects one of the few remaining colonies of breeding seabirds in the region. Ang Tubataha Reef Natural Park ay isa sa mga pulong buto-harang na binubuo ng coral at batong bulaklak na matatagpuan sa dagat ng sulunang Pilipinas. Isa ito sa sanktuaryong dagat na pinangangalagaan ng pambansang marinang liwasan ng Bahurang Tubataha or Tubataha Reef National Marine Park. Naging nominado ito para sa pinakabagong 7 kahanga-hanga sa kalikasan. Next is, the last is Rice Terraces of the Philippines Cordilleras. Rice Terraces of the Philippines Cordilleras, nakasulat sa UNESCO World Heritage List noong 1995, ang unang ari ng ari-arian na isinama sa kategoryang kultura na landscape ng Cultural Heritage List. ang rice terraces ng Ifugao ay umabot sa isang mas mataas na altitude na itinayo sa steeper slope kaysa sa maraming iba pang terraces. Ang Ifugao Complex ng mga bato o putik na pader at ang maingat na larawang inukit ng mga likas na tuluyan ng naging burol at mga bundok upang gumawa ng mga hardin ng lawa, kasama ang pag-unlad at mas salimuot na sistema ng irigasyon, pag-aani ng patubig mula sa kagubatan ng mga tuktok ng bundok ng isang detalyadong sistema ng pagsasaka. Ang terraces ng Ifugao ay nagpapakita ng kahangahangang kakayahan ng kultura ng tao na umangkop sa mga bagong panggigipit ng klima upang ipinatupad at bumuo ng bagong ideya at teknolohiya.